Oi, oi, Habibi gang. You know what time it is? Tea time. And the absolute circus that was Steve Cooper's short and, let's face it, disastrous stint at Leicester City. 12 matches, 2 wins and one-way ticket back to managerial purgatory. I mean, it's giving what were they thinking vibes, innit? Leicester fans never warmed to the bloke, and honestly, can you blame them? A former Forest boss trying to win over the Foxes faithful. That's like asking Spurs fans to sing Blue is the colour. Never gonna happen. Let's set the scene. Cooper walked into a club freshly promoted, buzzing off Enzo Maresca's championship-winning season, only to find himself in the shadow of his predecessor. Maresca didn't just win, it was swagger football. Leicester tore up the second tier using wingers like Abdul Fatawu and Steffi Mavididi to terrorise defences. Cooper's football, on the other hand, more conservative than a mid-tier Brexit party meeting. No flair, no pizzazz, just vibes. And not the good kind. Cooper's style of play is, well, let's call it functional, yeah? But at Leicester, functional doesn't cut it. Their fan base got used to the good stuff. Free-flowing attacks, sharp counters. It's what they love. Instead, Cooper rocked up and had them sitting deep, relying on a 37-year-old Jamie Vardy to bail them out. Bless Vardy. He's a club legend, but he can't carry this team anymore. Leicester, under Cooper, average fewer shots per game than Brentford. Brentford, mate. And they're in the mud when it comes to counter-attacking stats. 5 pass breaks all season? I've seen more urgency at a Sunday League pub team. Now, the fans didn't help Cooper's cause either. Let's not forget, Leicester's got a soft spot for Maresca. And then there's the little matter of Harry Winks, Connor Cody, and a Christmas party in Copenhagen. Imagine losing to Chelsea at home, and hours later, you've got players in a nightclub waving signs that say, "Enzo, I miss you." Like, come on, lads. At least pretend to be gutted. Winks, to be fair, was a proper engine last season, but even he couldn't save this mess. The squad Cooper inherited wasn't terrible, but it wasn't clicking under his watch. Players like Bilal El-Khanous and Oliver Skip cost a fortune and barely featured. And don't even get me started on that defence. Wout Faes, the guy's got an own goal highlight reel longer than Leicester's wing column. Cooper never figured out how to make them solid at the back or exciting going forward. It was just bland. Porridge football, if you will. And speaking of bland, let's talk numbers, yeah? Leicester's XG under Cooper was 13.72, the lowest in the league. Their XG against? 26.6, third worst. So basically, they weren't creating and they weren't defending. Brilliant combo that. They've conceded 23 goals already, and if you're letting in nearly 2 a game, you're in trouble. Cooper couldn't strike a balance. It was either park the bus or throw the kitchen sink with no in-between. And the reliance on Vardy, like I said, was a glaring issue. The guy's a legend, but he's not the player he was 5 years ago. They needed new blood, and Cooper just didn't figure out how to use the talent he had. So, was sacking Cooper the right call? Absolutely. Leicester are flirting with the drop zone, and let's be real, they're too big a club to go back down. But now the question is, who's next? Moyes? Potter? Even Frank Lampard's name is getting thrown about. Don't get me started on that one. What Leicester need is someone who can galvanise the squad and get the fans back on side. Someone who can bring back that identity they had under Maresca. The fixture list doesn't help either. Brentford, West Ham, Brighton, Newcastle. That's a rough run. The next manager's got their work cut out, but at least they won't have Cooper's baggage. Because let's face it, the Forest connection was a non-starter from day one. At the end of the day, Steve Cooper wasn't just the wrong man for the job, he was the wrong man at the wrong time. Leicester need a fresh start, and hopefully the next gaffer can steady the ship. But one thing's for sure, Cooper's reign at Leicester will go down as one of the most underwhelming managerial stints in recent memory. Cheers to that, eh? Now let's see who they bring in next. bloody hell. It's rude wer nie Roy, innit?